your own safety and my own safety. So please don't misuse this opportunity. When I tell you the truth, it is only in the third world countries that they will keep on debating on an issue that has already been settled. Yes, I think before I leave, I would like to give you a wonderful song, and I don't want you to forget about the song. It goes this way. You can know the feeling when you hold condom for hand. You can know the feeling when you hold condom for hand. You can know the feeling when you hold condom for hand. You can know the feeling when you hold condom for hand.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Cool. Well, just to remind these distinguished debaters that the panel of judges have their criteria. So as you come, just watch it, because they have a whole lot of things they are using to judge and to get to their final points. Now, without any waste of time, I'll call on the first speaker from the opposing side, Ms. Krista. Put your hands together for her.
The principal, members of staff, and fellow students, I'm here to debate on a hot issue. I'm here to debate on a subject that has torn apart homes, that has torn apart families, and that has torn apart societies. I'm here to debate that distribution of condom to high school students is dangerous. Sex with a condom used to be called safe sex. You can have sex whenever you want, just make sure you use a condom. But if you pick up any pamphlet, you discover that the slogan has changed from safe sex to safer sex. Why this change? I'll tell you in a moment. This is because the very propagators of the condom have discovered that condom is not the ultimate answer. They've discovered that the condom still bears its own risk. My opponent here will like condoms to be distributed to high school students. But I strongly believe that sex education, which mostly involves the distribution of condoms, has its own bad effects. It increases the sexual activity among students and young people, thereby lessening the risk of more people being infected with the HIV virus. The highest percentage of HIV is spread through sex. About 80% of HIV is spread through sex, leaving the remaining 20% to be shared among needles, blood transfusion, and other means. We do not have to continue to be fools, because only a fool waits to learn from his own experience. A wise person does not believe that experiences teach. A wise person believes that he can learn from other people's experience, so we don't have to repeat the mistakes that many people have made over the years. Dr. Roberts of Haven Medical Center, one of the co-founders of the birth control pills, commented in 1997, and I quote, he said, "I thought it will not lead to promiscuity." If he admits that birth control pills, which is one of the best means of birth control, can lead to promiscuity, how much more the condom, which is another birth control method? If the government agencies, clinics, and painfully enough, even schools, go ahead distributing condoms to students, then what is the future of our nation? What is the future of the moral standard of our people? You know, the student is most prone to believing whatever is taught to him in school. That is why if the history teacher teaches that, or tells the student that Nigeria got independent in 1960, he believes it. If the mathematics teacher tells the students that the equivalent for pi is 3.142, he believes it. If the language or arts teacher tells the students that Chinua Achebe is the author of Things Fall Apart, he believes it. So how do you expect the same student to react if the teacher hands him a packet of condom to practice safe sex? Obviously, he will not question it, because the student believes that he is getting that from a trustworthy source. And I'd like to ask the members of staff here, Will you like anybody's blood to be on your head? Knowing that you have so much influence on the students, will you continue to tell them lies and destroy lives and generations to come? For more information, 1 out of every 4 batches of condom was rejected in a government survey that lasted 4 months. Why this rejection? Obviously because the condoms were found faulty. And you who are advocating for condom, what if you fall among the unlucky percentage of people who have to use or who get trapped and use these faulty condoms? What I am saying here today, the principal, members of staff, and students like me, is that your lives, our lives, are at risk. And it is high time we stop this foolishness and rise up to make the right decisions that will end this evil prevalent in our society. I'll round up, sir. I'll round up. A woman is fertile for about 36 days in a year, but the carrier of the HIV virus can spread it for 365 days in a year. Must we be blind to the risk? I'll round up by saying here today that condoms cannot be trusted, that abstinence is the answer, and that sex with a condom is dangerous sex. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Miss Krista. That was quite challenging. I'll call on the second speaker from the proposing side in the person of Mr. Ben. Put your hands together for him.
All protocols observed.
Miss Crystal, you paint a very bad picture. How dare you challenge the educational community, which has taught you maths, history, literature, and many other subjects. The same institution has taught you that Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe is the first president of Nigeria. Has that changed? No. And the same institution is also telling you that condom can protect you, and you are here coming to dare and doubt the fact that they are telling you. Nonsense. Well, let me tell you, 30% of you in this hall will be sexually active by the age 18. Now, this is not psychic insight, it is mere statistics. Dr. Kuho, from his research, found out that at this age, many of you are already having sex. Even in your dormitories. Yes. Well, the way you are looking innocent like this, you are not actually innocent. I know you. None of you can stand up right now and face me and tell me that you guys are not having sex. Well, when you see a fire machine close to a firehouse, does it mean that it is the fire machine that caused the fire? No! It cannot be. The fire machine is only there to reduce the destructiveness of the fire on lives and property. Condom is the answer. Yes. Condom can protect you. Yes. Well, today some of you want to be soldiers, policemen, Navy men, even Air Force men. It's good. But how would you want to go for such a venture without the right weapons? I mean your helmet, your boots, even your bulletproof and guns. And today we send our children and our students into a society that withholds protection from them, that withholds condom from them, without which they will die. Condom can protect them. Condom brings you safety. Yes. Yes. That is why I want everybody in this hall to join me in profusely refusing Ms. Crystal's argument that distribution of condoms to high school students is going to trigger a happy-go-lucky sex exercise among them. I'll round up. Condom, once again, is the answer.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, this is really challenging and interesting. I want to call on the second speaker from the opposing side. Put your hands together for Mr. Dave.
I am here to support the proposition that condom distribution in schools is dangerous. And I would like to start by asking Mr. Ben this simple question. Ben, if given a bottle of Coke that contains 10% poison, would you drink it? Maybe that sounds a little bit too much to answer after standing here for 5 minutes advocating the use of condom. Ben, if I give you a pack of condom, would you have sex with a certified AIDS patient? It is obvious he cannot answer the question because condom has never prevented AIDS 100%. According to statistics as I have here, the WHO reports that 8,500 cases were recorded every day all over the world. Presently, about 40 million people are living with HIV virus. Out of this percentage, 60% consist of teenagers and youths like you and I sitting here today. According to what I have here, holes in the condom is about 1.5 micrometers in size. The HIV virus is 450 times smaller than the sperm cell, and that is not all. The holes in the condom are smaller than the white blood cells, the gonorrhea bacteria, and of course the sperm itself, but they are 10 times bigger than the HIV virus. The NGOs, the governments are busy purchasing and distributing condoms to schools, but I ask you a question this evening. Has condom reduced the statistics of AIDS? No, of course. But I'll round up. But I am here to tell you that you have discovered some young men and women who have been liberated from the animal kingdom and have decided not to live by instincts but by their mind. Men who have entered covenants of purity with God. Ladies and gentlemen, do we have exhibits of such young men and women today? Yes. Sir, I believe that we all have a choice of abstinence, and abstinence is the only solution to this pandemic.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Dave. I want to call on the third speaker from the proposing side. But before we go on, let me warn that this school will not tolerate any act of indiscipline. You have no right whatsoever to intimidate anyone who comes up here to speak by throwing papers and stones or making some jest at them. So be warned. We will not take it lightly with you. Okay. Now I will call on the third speaker from the proposing side, Ms. Bimbo. Put your hands together for Ms. Bimbo.
All protocols observed. HIV and AIDS pandemic. Abstinence, the answer. I've come here to refuse that. To say that condom is the answer. In our world today, use what you have to get what you want. And I've come here to talk to all the ladies in this hall. You are very beautiful. You have all it takes to get all you want. In our world today, nothing goes for nothing. Let me tell you, it pains me. It pains me so much to see women, ladies, suffering in silence in their marriages just because they sample this man. Let me tell you, sample this man well now, so that you may be the perfect bride on your wedding night. Because only condom can save you. Just like the saying goes, practice makes perfect. Stop, perfect. What do you mean by that? Practice does not make perfect.
Excuse me. You know, you speak one after the other.
I'm sorry, sir, but I just have to say this.
Okay, have you made your point?
No, sir.
All right, let me hear what you have to say. But this should not be taken next time.
Sorry, sir, it won't happen next time. But, Bimbo, practice does not make perfect. You are being deceived. Please excuse me, allow me to finish my debate. All I want to tell you today, stand for what you know is right. And I'm here to tell you that condom makes you safe. Thank you. All protocols observed. Good day, students. If you say practice makes perfect, why don't our men get married to prostitutes as...
Okay, just hold on. You know, we follow due process here. I'm sure that you are carried away by emotion because of how much zeal you have for what you have to say. But school, our students, please put your hands together for Jume as she presents her point.
I continue. All protocols observed. If you say practice makes perfect, why don't our men get married to prostitutes as best wives? I stand here to say that condom is a myth and a deception of our time. It only keeps young men and women like you and me in the bondage of sexual immorality. To be the mammals that science has made of us. You know, dogs and goats, when they're on heat, they just must go on. They can't control themselves because they have to gratify the biological laws. So I choose to tell me that human mammals, when they're also on heat like them, you too must go on, but just protect yourself with condom. Is that what you're trying to tell me? No. Alright, let's critically analyze what this freedom, so-called freedom from condom, has done to our society. Have you recently checked the rates of children born blind? Children born with all forms of congenital malformation? Oh, alright, the young women, they drop out of schools. They never have the opportunity to pursue a reasonable career. They never have the chance to enjoy the warmth and security of a godly marriage. This is all because of the condom you're advocating for. Children, we are very fast to stigmatize them, call them bastards, illegitimate children. Yet, it is because of the condom you're advocating for. Do men suffer from VVF? But the men, they are not spared either. Do you know what condom makes of you? Sex machines. You just must go on. You can't control yourselves. Where are the men made in the image of God? Men of integrity, men of honor, men who will stand on their word and roll back the side of corruption. We need men who will stand for righteousness, men who will choose life instead of darkness. But where are they? They are not here. All right. If you're talking of this issue of freedom from condom, where are the fathers? Divorce and separation is coming on the increase. Children need a happy home to live in, but it is not there. Reason because you're fighting for condom. We need people who have been empowered by God to stand for the truth. And what is the truth? Abstinence is the truth. Socrates, the great philosopher, said, "Of what use is an unexamined life?"